Hey YouTube, Moose Scout here with a recap of round 5 of our game of Kings and Kaisers. But first, I want to address a couple corrections with our China turns. After correcting Madman's purchases from before, I accidentally put down 3 infantry in Hope when it was 2 infantry, 1 artillery. So I just want to address that. That was my mistake. And then Madman did his turn for the Southern Cantonese democracy late, and so he screwed up one rule, and that is that if you're in a contested territory, you can only either you can leave your units in a contested territory, or you can back up, move them to a territory you control that is friendly or has units in it already. So if this was contested, you could move units from a contested territory to here, but it was not contested, so the 2 infantry that he attacked Shensi with, he cannot do that. Additionally, he told me to place 1 infantry from his purchases in Hope instead. So these 2 units, since they cannot attack Shensi, they will participate in this battle, which means he's already done this battle, but he gets to roll 2 extra dice. So he's got another 2 and another 3. So we'll see if he captures Chahar. He does not. Okay, wow. Blanks all around there. Okay, so Chahar is contested, so that is unchanged, but he does place his total units, right, because he placed 2 infantry in Chahar and 1 in Hope now. So this is the situation in China as it is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry of his and 2 artillery in Chahar, and we got this stuff down here. So yeah, it's looking interesting over here. But anyway, on with the show. This is the boneyard dish from this round, and it is a lot smaller than the last round. It's been a lot of repositioning for the most part. We got the damaged Imperial Russian dreadnought is finally gone. More aligned powers are activated or destroyed. Can't remember exactly. Got a bunch of Italians, some Germans. Italians were decimated in Tuscany up there. Anyway, so yeah, Austria. What Austria did, moving units into Caucasus, moving units into Tuscany, building with their big economy now. They built naval units, ERC units in Season 30 there, preparing to help take over the Med, I guess. And yeah, so all this is in Tuscany, all this is in Veneto. It's looking grim down here for the Allies. Russia, the Russian Civil War, has been going interesting, to say the least. Conflict happened up here, and the Soviets are in Siberia. The last Mongolian territory was aligned to the Whites, and just building up units. We got each side has built a fighter, so we're probably going to have an inevitable dogfight very shortly. And yeah, the Soviets didn't manage to not get a hit in Siberia, so this remains contested. So they're kind of trapped there for the time being. And we got a little bit of conflict going on in Estonia over there. But otherwise, the Soviets have all these territories. Previously, the British helped out against the Soviets here in Turkmenia, but then backed out to Persia this round. But that is looking like the situation. Obviously, the Soviets came in and took Kazan. I think it was contested before. And they also took Western Ukraine over here. And yeah, this is all outer Russia, which they can't go into, and the Central Powers can't go from outer Russia to inner Russia, and from anywhere. They can't go into inner Russia, period. But the Allies can go into outer Russia. They just can't go into inner Russia from outer Russia. Anyway, so going on from there, the Germans had a very exciting turn of mostly non-combat moves. All of this mass right here, the Prussians are in the Rhine province right here, and he contested Belgium, left Alsace pretty much as is with 2 infantry there. He backed a lot of his naval units out, so Britain wasn't convoyed as much, but they still have the max convoy damage of 10 right here. But Canada is freed up, and Ireland is not convoyed anymore. and pretty much that's that. But yeah, building more subs. Germany does have the ability to declare unrestricted submarine warfare for a round, so that is what he is prepping for, and that's what I'm having to fight against. The Germans successfully used poison gas down here in Portuguese East Africa and obliterated me so much that I have to I have no choice but I have to back out of here pretty much. So yeah, then he got his one German up there and he's contested Belgian Congo still. It's a mess. And then Germany also has units over here in Armenia. Moving on from there, France moved its units from Africa to Arabia. France walked into the Syrian desert, backed up the Brits over here in Persia, backed out of Piedmont, built fighters as Germany built fighters. We got 5 fighters and 5 fighters, so good possible dogfight in the future. And then we have 2 fighters in France over here as well, and his Zeppelins are within bombing range of France from Cologne there, in Rhine province. The French obliterated the 3 Germans that were contesting Belgium with no casualties, so that was fun. They also sent their transports and sea units this way, help out the Brits get off Portugal and the Azores, presumably. And yeah, it's looking like that for France. Britain, like I said, Britain has built another fighter in London, and has officially called it quit with the fall of Egypt that happened this round. The Ottomans, the Brits have just been pulled in every direction on top of being convoyed to no end. So leaving these guys here, but I have no choice but to abandon Africa in order to do even anything of a push up here. So that's what we're doing, and continuing the pipeline over here. We've almost exhausted the Anzac units over there. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is at this point. But yeah, still enjoy playing British Empire in this game, but it is a very, very difficult game for them this time. Madman's just been doing a wonderful job of convoying me, so just hats off to him. It'd be a very different game if it wasn't for this military base here and that convoy action going on. But it is what it is, like I said. Japan has successfully knocked out the Germans in the Pacific, so Central Powers are eliminated from the Pacific for the time being. They've moved up to help Russia up there as well, and also they've put units into Tsingtao. I gotta start worrying about China, because as you can see, China is going very in favor at the Central Powers. So if I attack China, theoretically, then all the purple pro-allied Chinese units, those would all go Central Power China. So it would all be united immediately, and then China would just have to fight Japan here. And if that's the case, China can still not go into... the rule with China, because China really did not want to get involved with Russia. China and Russia both had arguments over Mongolia. China can go into the Mongolian territories and fight Russians here if they wanted to, or take control of those territories, but they cannot enter a Russian territory unless they're attacked from a Russian territory. So if I declared war against China and went into Manchuria from Primorye, then they'd be able to start going into China, theoretically. Anyway, right? And if Central Powers win the Chinese Civil War, the National Protection War rather, they're basically a neutral. They can't attack an allied territory unless they're attacked first, pretty much, is how it goes. So, there we go. What else? Okay, Ottomans. Like I said, the Ottomans knocked out Egypt, taking control of Cairo. Oh, I forgot one of those chips. Might as well put it down. Which now means that the Suez Canal is now open to the Central Powers. And he fortified in Palestine, as this is a point, so that's why he's going for it. And then also leaving units in Caucasus, building the units over there. I left the cruiser where it is. He's got a minefield in southern Anatolia. He did not capture the trench works in Egypt, thankfully, so that was destroyed from his attack. Germany also has a trench works down here in South Africa. And oh yeah, these are the units. That's 3 artillery, that's 3 infantry paired with those techs down in Portuguese East Africa. So yeah, it just, Britain's been getting pulled in every direction possible for the duration of the game. And the Ottomans still have the dervish state down here that can get aligned for them. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, that is the situation. And Italy is, Rome is going to fall. Italy is just about wiped out, pretty much, almost completely wiped off out of the map. Rome's going to fall. It's inevitable. Italy really can't do much. But the one thing they did, at least, the one thing I was happily able to do was that I was able to roll for their tech, and I got their tech this turn, so that it therefore cannot be, the tech token, my field technology token cannot be captured by the Austrians at the very least. So there's that. If I still had that technology token, it would be captured along with the rest of my income, as well as if I didn't place this, it would be here, and then they could capture it if I didn't place it. So it's going to get placed. I'm not going to be able to use it, but whatever. And then let's see, America is now in the war. It is round 5, so they were able to move down here, and they knocked out the Germans in Trinidad, and aligned Brazil, and aligned Cuba, and activated the Azores for the British, and brought just more units down to 8, sent their cruisers to 18, a cruiser to 3, 4, the Panama Canal officially opened up, is operational, so that cruiser went to here. U.S. built 2 transports and another cruiser, and have those units over there. And the U.S. moved the 2 units that were moved to Hawaii up and dropped them off in the Far East. So we got U.S. on both sides of the map, minimally so over there, but it's looking pretty cool. So now that the U.S. is pulling in here, I'm feeling more optimistic about this. The range, his cruiser, he has 1 cruiser in there that can move 3, but everything else can only move 2. So if he wants to risk an attack against with my improved sea mines there, I mean, he can go for it, but we'll see. Time will tell. He is the Madman after all. So that about does it for round 5. So round 6 is going to look pretty interesting, I'd say. Oh yeah, also, like I said, the Soviet cruiser was what took out the damaged Imperial Russian dreadnought there. So anyway, that is that. Just going to go over the board a little bit more and make sure if there's anything else that I can remember that happened. That's about it. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Yep, that's it. So on to Madman with Austria-Hungary, and he's already filmed his turn and rolled for as a preview, he's already filmed his turn and rolled for the Russian Civil War, and he tells me that the whites are going first this time. So cool, very cool. We'll see. But anyway, stay tuned for more action of Kings and Kaisers.